So what we have here is some scrap 2x4s, a couple different sizes of PVC pipe, drainage pipe, bag of rocks, some expanded foam, and a plastic sheet. Now out of all this, we're going to try to build a really cool crawler obstacle. So we'll see what we can get done out of this. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take the 2x4s, we're going to lay them out, and we're going to decide how wide we want them to accommodate a 10th scale crawler. I want a little bit of wiggle room to play with to make it more realistic. Probably going to go 18 to 24 inches wide. Haven't quite decided yet. We'll get those laid out, get it measured up, see what it looks like, and when we figure out where we want it, we'll cut it. 24 is looking like the magic number. Be a good distance, and we'll get those cut. We'll get the center braces screwed in, and then we'll go to the next step. Now we're going to screw in the front piece, a piece down there, and then we'll do a back piece, and we'll do one more center brace, and you'll see why we're going to do that as soon as we get it done. Now, before we go any further, we're going to use a square, make sure everything's plumbed up. Not really important for what we're doing, but we're here, so we might as well at least do it half right. We've got our base built. We're going to use the plastic sheet, cover the bottom, just so when we use the expanded foam it doesn't fall through, give it a chance to really tack up and get hard. I'm trying to build this light so we can pick it up and move it around, because I don't need this down all the time. Don't do all that much rock crawling stuff, but we want it just when we need it, so we're going to make it at least light enough where two guys can easily pick it up and move it around. What I'm going to do is add another piece right here, so the second sheet will have more to attach to and reach all the way, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so here you can see what we started building outside. I moved it inside because it got cold out, but as you can see, you take the tubes, you get kind of creative on where you're going to put stuff. What helps is to have pieces of wood cut to different sizes, like so, to help prop things up until you actually get them set where you want. This is where it all comes into creativity and trying to figure out what design you might want to have to crawl over. I tried to design this so that 1/10 scale trucks and smaller trucks could both complete the course from one end to the other. Not sure it'll work out, but that's what I set out to do. The 1/10 for sure should be able to do it. The little trucks, we may have to adjust and create easier little side paths, but that we'll figure out down the road. This all started like this. So you just, this is a cheap tubing I bought from Home Depot. It's like $6 and something. It all pulls apart. And this is just PVC tube. Cut it to small lengths and just get creative with it. And then what did we do? Well, as the expanded foam was still wet, I actually just went and sprinkled sand over it. And then you can go back later and brush it all off, and you're left with more than just a regular texture. And I know the pipes and everything looks kind of crappy right now. We're going to go back in, going to paint them, and I'm going to try to have Brandon come and put a little accent on them with his airbrush, because I know he loves to do that stuff. It'll keep him busy for a while. Well, I guess we'll get to finishing this last part, and then you'll see the completed project, and we'll see how it works. This is really my first time building something like this. There's always a learning curve. So whatever I learn for steps along the way, at the very end, I'll pass on to you so you don't make the same mistakes that I made doing this. All right, so here you can kind of see it in motion. We have done a flat gray and then highlighted it with black accents. And as I did every coat, I just kind of go in and brush the sand over it. Do that, and then spray another coat. Brush some sand over it. This is 3 coats in. We have a brown coat left to do. And then we will brush the sand over like I just showed you. I think it's going to give it some good depth. And as you can see here, Team Associated Tioga truck. So I'm not so sure this will be the proper size for 10th scale trucks. This may be 18th scale and down. That's fine. If that turns out to be the case, we'll build a bigger one for the 10th scale trucks. The way this is made on a 2x4 base, when we're not using it, we can stand it up, lay it on its side, and tuck it away when we don't need it. That's what you do when you're tight on space. So, here's the almost finished product. We have done multiple coats of black, silver, brown, and gray. And we dusted every coat with sand. And we're going to go back and put a few more accent and highlights on it. But this is pretty much the gist of what it's really going to look like. And this is going to be used for our indoor crawling stuff in the winter. Unfortunately, up here in the north, we get snow. So we're just trying to prepare, as you can see, to be able to give you guys good content. So that is our crawler course that we built for what we thought were bigger trucks, but turns out 18th scale and down is going to be the optimal thing for this. So as you can see, we got the course all built. We ran some 24 scale, which were great, some 18th scale, which was okay, and 12th scale was good. Still fun. 12th scale is about as big as you want to use for this. This is only 2 feet wide. 1/10 scale is way too big for this, but this is more of a proof of concept than anything. I am going to build a bigger one of these for 1/10 scale because it's super easy to move around with 2 people, and it's light enough and we can stack it and store it away. But I also am going to build another one this scale for just 24 scale stuff with some more obstacles and some different things to crawl around. Because this was super fun to build, actually, and it was really easy and it was cheap, like $86 total, and I still have the paints left over, so I can build another one, and I don't have the expense of buying the black, the brown, the silver paint. And a lot of this tubing and stuff is cheap. Home Depot, this stuff is extremely cheap. It's one piece, pulls apart for like 8 feet or so, or 6 feet of pipe, and you can cut it up and use it however you want. You know, this just goes to show what you can build with a little creativity, a little bit of money. If you're on a budget or if you are tight on space and you want something you could tuck away, this is a perfect example. Brandon and I can pick this thing up, move it, move the next one in. Winter's coming up here, so we had to find things to do, get creative and stay engaged. And this is what we're going to do. Neither one of us are huge in the crawling market, but we're starting to get a little bit more and a little bit more. And the more we play around with it, the more we get why people are into it. It is fun. It's something you can do with some buddies, you know, hang out, see who's better at crawling the course or whose truck performs better. So it's a whole nother culture that we're just getting into. So bear with us. We're a little bit crawler naive, and we're gaining. I'm a monster truck guy. Brandon likes to race, so we're finding the middle ground here. But if there's anything that you think that you would want to see us do, you know, put it in the comments below. If there's a cheaper way to build this, I don't know of one, but if there is, put it in the comments below. It'll help somebody else out, maybe who wants to build one, something like this. You would see in the beginning, I did buy a bag of stone rocks. I did not use them in this at all. I was worried it was going to be too heavy, but when I build the next one, I'm going to try to incorporate some of those here and there, not too much, because you do want to keep it light and move it easy to move. We really appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe. It really helps our channel. You're helping us grow. And have a nice day.